We are facing a silent pandemic, one that doesn't make headlines as often as it should. This pandemic is not caused by a virus, but by something much smaller and potentially more dangerous: antibiotic resistance. It's silently spreading right under our noses. Antibiotics have saved countless lives and revolutionized healthcare. However, their overuse has fueled a growing threat: antibiotic resistance. Bacteria evolved to survive the drugs designed to kill them. Imagine a world where a simple cut could become life-threatening, and common infections become difficult to treat. This is the alarming reality we face if antibiotic resistance continues to rise unchecked. Antibiotics target specific mechanisms within bacteria, killing them or stopping their growth. They have been successful in treating bacterial infections. However, bacteria are adaptable. Some bacteria survive and possess mutations. They multiply, passing on resistance. This leads to antibiotic-resistant bacteria or superbugs. Superbugs no longer respond to antibiotics. This makes infections harder to treat. While antibiotic resistance is a natural phenomenon, our actions have significantly accelerated its pace. We often contribute to the problem without even realizing it. One major culprit is the inappropriate use of antibiotics. Self-medication is a common problem. People often take antibiotics without a doctor's prescription, hoping to alleviate symptoms of what might be a viral infection, which antibiotics can't treat. This inappropriate use only serves to fuel antibiotic resistance. Not completing the full course of prescribed antibiotics is another issue. Even if you start feeling better, it's crucial to finish the entire course to ensure that all the bacteria are eradicated. Failing to do so allows surviving bacteria, potentially those with some resistance, to multiply and spread. Unnecessary prescriptions also contribute to the problem. Sometimes healthcare providers prescribe antibiotics for viral infections or as a precautionary measure when they might not be necessary. This practice exposes more bacteria to antibiotics, increasing the likelihood of resistance developing. Section 4. A grim reality: the current and future impact. The consequences of antibiotic resistance are already being felt worldwide. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, at least 2.8 million antibiotic-resistant infections occur in the United States each year, and more than 35,000 people die as a result. The World Health Organization has identified antibiotic resistance as one of the biggest threats to global health, food security, and development today. It's estimated that by the year 2050, antibiotic-resistant infections could claim 10 million lives each year globally if no action is taken. These numbers are staggering and paint a grim picture of the future. The economic burden of antibiotic resistance is also significant. The CDC estimates that resistant infections cost the US healthcare system as much as $20 billion each year in direct healthcare costs. Section 5. A world without effective antibiotics. Imagine a world where simple infections could once again become deadly. A world where organ transplants, cancer treatments, and even routine surgeries become incredibly risky due to the threat of untreatable infections. This is the sobering reality we face if antibiotic resistance continues unchecked. Without effective antibiotics, we risk returning to a pre-antibiotic era where even minor injuries and common infections could be fatal. The advances we've made in medicine and surgery would be severely jeopardized, but the consequences extend beyond healthcare. Antibiotic resistance also threatens food security. Antibiotics are used in agriculture to treat and prevent infections in livestock. The widespread use of antibiotics in this sector contributes to the development and spread of resistant bacteria, which can then make their way into our food chain and environment. Section 6. Turning the tide, our shared responsibility. The good news is that we are not powerless against this threat. We can all play a role in combating antibiotic resistance. It requires a collective effort from everyone. Antibiotics only work against bacterial infections, not viral infections like the common cold or the flu. Taking antibiotics unnecessarily fuels resistance. Always consult with a healthcare professional before taking antibiotics. Follow their instructions carefully and complete the full course of treatment. By making informed decisions, we can preserve these life-saving drugs for future generations.